What if you could boost your LSAT score by 10, 15, or even more points in just 60 days? You've got 2 months till the April LSAT. Now is the perfect time to transform your prep and position yourself for the law school of your dreams. Today, I'm going to walk you through a 60-day, step-by-step game plan that's proven to deliver results. This is not about cramming or aimless studying. Instead, it's about working smart, focusing on high-impact strategies and building unstoppable momentum. By the end, you'll have a crystal clear roadmap to maximize every day between now and the April LSAT. First, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, over the course of my career, I found that 60 days is the perfect window for LSAT prep. It's the sweet spot. It's enough time to see major improvements, but not so much time that you risk burnout or losing focus. Here's what makes 60 days so effective. First, it gives you room to strengthen your foundational skills while simultaneously layering in advanced strategies. You can test, refine, and perfect your timing and pacing across sections, and you still have the opportunity to simulate test day conditions multiple times, building up your confidence and your stamina. So whether you're starting fresh now or you're refining an existing study plan, this 60-day blueprint will ensure you're ready to rock it on test day. Now, we're breaking this into 3 phases: foundational skills, targeted practice, and test day simulation. Each phase builds on the last, making sure that you can still make steady progress without feeling overwhelmed. Now, phase 1 is to build your foundation. It's the first 3 weeks, all about mastering the core concepts and skills the LSAT tests, because without a strong foundation, those improvements are going to fall apart. In logical reasoning, you want to focus on high-yield question types like necessary assumption, inference, and flaw. You want to learn to identify argument structure and logical gaps, which will apply across multiple question types. In reading comprehension, you want to practice active reading. You're summarizing each paragraph, noting the author's tone, and you can still identify the main idea. You also want to work on answering big picture questions like primary purpose and passage organization. Now, spend roughly 70% of your time in this phase on learning and practicing strategies and roughly 30% on reviewing your mistakes. You could also drill small sets of questions, just 5 or 10 at a time, and then review them immediately for maximum retention. By the end of week 3, you should feel more confident navigating common question types and understanding what the LSAT is asking you to do. Now that you've built a foundation, it's time to dive deeper in phase 2, weeks 4 through 6. This phase is all about targeting weaknesses, increasing your accuracy, and improving your efficiency. You could do some targeted drills, tackling questions by type, focusing on your weakest areas first. For example, if you struggle with flaw questions, you might want to dedicate a couple of days just to mastering those. But here we're also incorporating full timed sections of both logical reasoning and reading comp in that 35-minute time constraint. Ideally, you're solving the entire section in 32 to 33 minutes, giving you a cushion to revisit any questions that you flagged or you skipped. Now, you also want to refine your review process using a system like the Socratic review method. You're categorizing every mistake into one of 3 areas. Did you misunderstand the argument or the passage? Or did you misinterpret the question stem? Or finally, were you falling for trap answers? Basically, was your error coming from the stimulus or passage, the question stem, or the answer choices? For every mistake you make, you want to articulate and write down a key takeaway to reinforce the lesson learned. You could also talk this through with a friend, a study buddy, a coach, or a tutor, but you got to get it out of your head because it's too easy to look at the answer key and say, oh, I get it now. How could I have been so dumb? But you're not really getting the key takeaway unless you articulate the insight for yourself. You also want to use this time to develop pacing strategies. For example, in logical reasoning, you want to knock out the first 10 questions in roughly 10 to 12 minutes to build up that time bank to tackle the harder questions later in the section. Now, finally, onto phase 3 during weeks 7 and 8. This is all about test day preparation. You're simulating exams and executing under real world conditions. You're taking at least 3 full-length exams over the final 2 weeks, ideally 1 or 2 per week, along with detailed review of every exam, every question that you have trouble with, every question you get wrong. You're focusing on finding patterns in your mistakes. And then you want to address weak areas on the side. So for example, if a specific question type or passage format continues to trip you up, you want to isolate it for additional drills to close gaps in your understanding. If you don't have time for a full exam, you could still build up your endurance by practicing 2 timed sections back to back. And you also want to devote some time to incorporate mindfulness exercises like deep breathing or visualization to build up your ability to stay calm under pressure. Now, if you're struggling with your LSAT prep, if you're going it alone or your current course just is not working for you, think about how much faster you could improve with personalized guidance. At LSAT Unplugged, we provide you with private one-on-one coaching on a consistent weekly basis to give you the exact roadmap that you need, tailored for your strengths, weaknesses, and your goals. So whether you're struggling with timing or specific question types or overall strategy, we can build for you a personalized day-by-day study plan that gets results. I've helped students see score jumps of 10, 15, 20 points or more over the course of just 2 months, and I'd love to help you do the same. And so if you're ready to take your prep to the next level, if you'd like my support on your journey to scoring a 170 plus, you can check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, as you approach the LSAT, focus on these final steps to ensure your peak performance when it really matters. And you want to start by mastering your LSAT test day routine. This would include waking up at the same time every single day during the final week to line up your body's clock with the time of the test. You want to eat a consistent energy boosting breakfast. Think protein, not sugar, and warm up with a short drill of 3 to 5 easy questions to get your brain engaged before the test actually begins. Now, the day before the exam, I typically recommend taking a rest day, not studying, because your brain needs time to recharge so that you can perform at your best. So ideally, you spend the day relaxing, going for a walk, or watching something light. And then on test day, remind yourself that you prepared thoroughly, trust in your skills and strategies that you've developed, stick to your pacing plan, don't let any single question, even if it's hard, throw you off, and treat the actual exam, ideally, like a practice run because you've done this before. So to wrap it all up, here is your 60-day game plan for crushing the LSAT. Build your foundation in the first 3 weeks, then sharpen and expand your skills with targeted practice and timed sections, and pull it all together with full-length practice tests in those final weeks. If you follow this framework, you're going to walk into the LSAT ready to perform at your best and hit that 10-point score jump or more. And if you'd like my help, of course, you can check out the links below to find out more and book a call with me and my team. We'll be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.